So what I want to talk about is what sounds like a very simple question: what is improvement science? But actually it's a really important question for a number of reasons. The main one is when you talk to people either in the service or in academia about improvement science, and it's a term that's being bandied around a lot at the moment, almost everybody has got a different idea of what they mean by it. And maybe that's inevitable for an early stage of development of a new science, a new discipline, if you like. But it's not very helpful, because if we can't agree amongst ourselves what improvement science is, it's going to be very difficult to explain to other people. So that's one reason. And the other reason I think is really important is there's a lot of younger people out there, people who are at the kind of boundary between being service-based improvers and academics, who are actually really interested in the concept of improvement science, maybe want to develop a career in improvement science, but don't know how to go about doing it because it isn't an established career structure with the right kind of incentives or measures of outcome. So what is improvement science? When I talk to people, I think I probably hear three different answers to that. The first one is improvement science is a relatively narrow thing. It's what Deming described when he talked about improvement. It's about a relatively narrow set of improvement methodologies and improvement philosophy, profound knowledge. So it's a relatively tightly defined concept, if you like. So that's one definition. The second definition is improvement science is simply about improving improvement, if you like. And it doesn't matter how you go about that. You can go about that through experience, you can go about that through intuition, you can go about that through the application of rigorous science, if you want. So it's a broader concept, improving improvement. And then the third definition, which is a definition which I have traditionally used myself, partly because my background is an academic, is a more academic definition, which improvement science is about evidence-based improvement, or more accurately, evidence-informed improvement. So it's how you use science and scientific evidence in order to make a difference to patient outcomes through whatever improvement methodology you might be using. So there's three different definitions there. I think as an improvement science community, we need to be much clearer what we mean by it. My personal view is that the first definition, the Deming type definition, is too narrow. And possibly the last definition maybe is a bit too, what you might call pointy-headed, a bit too focused on the academic community. But I think the concept that we use science in order to inform decision making, I think, is a really important one that we need to buy into.